Woo! Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a particular topic that myself knows a lot about. And I find it very common in people, particularly people who have had very chaotic relationships in their life. And why they stay in those relationships is because we get to a point with ourselves that we're trying to prove something to someone else. Oftentimes that is trying to prove our self-worth. And I was having a conversation with a client the other day, and I was actually talking about experiences that I've had. And one of my catch-ups in this world has been trying to prove my love to somebody else. Whether that be in overgiving, whether that be in people-pleasing, whether that be in just sacrificing myself for someone else to try to prove myself to them. Now, unknowingly to me, these were the behaviors that I was exhibiting. And I can go all the way back to when I was in elementary school and I had won some kind of thing and I got a sucker. And my immediate reaction was to give it to the girl next to me because I wanted that girl to like me. So as you can see at a very early age, I could tell that I was doing this behavior, trying to prove myself to somebody else. So throughout my life, whether it be in relationships, whether it be in business, whatever type of relationship that I have been in, this behavior has manifested itself in 100 different ways. Whether it be me trying to prove myself to a superior by working 24 hours a day, traveling all over the place, doing literally the most that I possibly could do, pushing myself to the edge, trying to prove my worth to somebody else. Or in a relationship by overgiving and constantly pushing myself into their space, again, trying to prove my self-worth to someone else. And a long time ago, not really that long ago, but seems like that long ago, something started to click that I'm constantly trying to prove myself to somebody else, but I actually don't have anything to prove to anyone else other than me. And I abandon myself the moment I prioritize people above myself. Now, in this society, you could take that 100,000 different ways because most people would say that's narcissistic to put yourself first. We get very mixed messages as it relates to what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to care for yourself, but you're also supposed to put your family and everything else in front of you. Well, I say this. The best decision for me is the best decision for we. I took that from Matthew McConaughey. And that really sounded off to me because if I'm not okay, the other people that depend on me or the other people that look to me, whether it be in business, whether it be in personal, whatever, they're not going to be okay. And I am also creating bad habits in people who look up to me by sacrificing myself for other people, for other things. So the best decision for me is going to be the best decision for we. So actually prioritizing yourself, prioritizing your health, prioritizing your boundaries that you have with other people, prioritizing your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, actually helps you to help other people. Maybe not 100% directly, but you're setting an example. And that's the great thing that I always say about my parents is my parents were definitely set an example for me on how life could look. Not should, but could. So when you lay this groundwork for other people, you also give other people to do the permission to also prioritize themselves. Not in a narcissistic way that we love to put labels on in this society, but actually really put boundaries with people, to prioritize their health, their mental, their emotion. I give you that permission right now to do that and watch your life change. You have nothing to prove to anyone else. The moment you abandon yourself is the moment you say somebody else is worth more than you are. And that is not true. That is 100% not true. As much as we all are different, we are all the same. And the moment we take our power back by prioritizing us, not abandoning ourselves, not putting other people in front of us, and not trying to constantly prove something to somebody else. I ask this with people who have chaotic relationships that obviously should probably end, but they stay there because they're unconsciously trying to prove something to somebody else who's never going to get it anyway. Find the worth in yourself, because you are worthy. 100%. There is no other way, but you have to believe it. And the moment you believe it, you take your power back, and all of this chaos starts to dissipate, and peace and freedom starts to infiltrate you. And life just becomes that much better. If this resonated with you and this was something that you wanted to have an additional conversation about, you're struggling in a relationship, you're struggling in relationships in general, by all means, please reach out to me. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Buff Gandhi.